Good morning to a board master, Brother Joe, brothers and sisters, and everyone on the line with us. I'd like to thank Sister Tzu Chi and other brothers and sisters Foundation giving me this opportunity to host today. Today, Brother Alex and Sister Irene both will share episode 778, The Law of Karma is True and Unfailing. A little bit introduction about Sister Irene. Sister Irene has been through challenges in life and has found solace in Tzu Chi path. She is very diligent and has grown much in understanding in Master's teaching. She's active in various Tzu Chi activities, particularly in the Cantonese session with our brother and sister in Hong Kong. So now the platform is yours, Sister Irene. Thank you.
All right. Good morning. Thank you, Sister Minly. Sister Minly is helping to air the PPT, right? Okay. Good morning, Sangren. Good morning, Abot Shifu. Good morning, Brother Joe and brothers and sisters across the globe. Thank you for giving Irene this opportunity to learn. And more grateful is really must thank Sister Minly for giving Irene this opportunity.
About this stanza or the initial verse are the cause and the condition. So are the effects and retribution. This is true and is not illusory. So even after attaining Buddhahood, it is the same. Thus, the Buddha suffered the retribution and the cold wind and the horse fodder. So the Tathagata put aside its honor status for the humble one. So, Sister Irene, it's over to you. Kanan.
Okay, the PPT, right, sister? All right. Sorry. Okay. I really resonate with this law of karma because of my past experiences in life, where when I get the chance to learn Dharma, I really felt this law of karma. After I understand it, it helped me in my journey of life. So now today, like the topic say, the law of karma is true and unfailing. The working of karma is really, there's no escape. Whatever causes that we have planted in the past or even current, when the condition matures, that's where we get our effect and retribution that happen in our life. And we are just ordinary beings. So we are definitely, in my opinion, subjected to law of karma. And every individual in this life, we have different family backgrounds and different things happen in our life. And so many different lifestyle, different people we encounter, and the retribution. And all this I felt is the script that we have written in the past that is happening now in our life. And of course, law of karma, there is good point, good karma, not to be totally afraid. It consists of wholesome and unwholesome. So whatever past script, we just have to carry on. And for us to have a better future, we have to do well now at the present, try our best to create good karma, be more mindful so that in future we have a better life script. Yeah, Sister Minly, the next page, please. Thank you. And I tell myself, we really must believe. Sorry if I'm repeating in the law of karma and the causes and effect. As I say, um, when the condition matured, there's no running away. So that's where the retribution will start. And Sister Minly, can we have the next page? And I actually felt, sorry because of the point from, maybe I jump here like that. And I felt, why do people we interact sometimes bring us happiness in our life? And there are also people when we encounter actually torment us. So this explains a lot. And of course, um, so as human being, right? So I was like going to say, even Buddha could not escape. No escape for Buddha. Even Buddha is already enlightened. When there is karma created, Buddha also have to undergo it, and we can hear from the story that Buddha actually went through 9 ordeals. So what more? We are ordinary people. So we really need to mindfully plant good karma, speak good, do good, and think good. Yeah. So instead of creating unwholesome karma. Now, let me also share my own experience on this law of karma. I have quite a dark experience in my life where I've been searching for an answer. Um, I like to admit that I have depression. Yeah, and I also hope, why do I want to share this morning is also with the intention, if anyone have the chance to listen, do not be afraid that uh, if any one of us suffer like what I did, deep depression, uh, that is uh, that is medicine to eat. Yeah. So it was a chance encounter after waiting for so long that I managed to find my way back to aboard Hualien in 2013. So I actually felt um, that's when my life is slowly transformed. I get to know Tzu Chi. I'm very lucky to enter Tzu Chi door, and of course, it was master's teaching, and of course, its original teaching is from Buddha. Yeah, but I didn't have the opportunity to listen previously, although I've been trying to search, because when I was first diagnosed with depression, I knew that medication is not the answer. I need to find something, and I've been thinking it's actually I want to learn Dharma, but I searched and I couldn't find. So when the timing is right, I bound into Churchy. Actually, it's like the lost son. Yeah. Now I go back to Churchy, and through that I learn, and I wish to say, please have faith in Dharma. And if anyone has tried uh, medication or whatever, and if there is no help, I would urge everyone who may suffer the same faith like me, please give Dharma a try. Please believe in Dharma and have faith. If Irene can be transformed, I felt um, it's the wondrous medicine. It is really, Dharma is the wondrous medicine, and it's just like I'm in the dark room with the Dharma. It actually shine inside, and that's where I learn. And okay, that's the um, not good Dharma about myself, but the good one, the good karma, I felt that's where we need to aspire to do. And it was a wow and aspiration, which I dare not make wow all this while. I got a shock when I went back in 2013, because I didn't know Tzu Chi before that. I just go to Hualien thinking I go for a holiday trip. I didn't know much about Tzu Chi except I donate before. So when I was there, then they shared that, oh, I was encouraged, come, you make wow. I was like very frightened. I said, no, I cannot simply make wow. Yeah. And from 2013 to 2017, it was really actually when Brother Joe came to Malaysia. We are very blessed. So that morning we have a session with Brother Joe, and of course, guided by Sister Tzu Chi all this while, and we decided that we want to make a wow and aspiration that I hope, of course, we together hope, and it's also my own personal that I hope Dharma is so good. I want to wow that I can help with translation if possible and transmit of Dharma. But my capability is very shallow. So when I make the wow, I didn't expect that it will be materialized in this lifetime. We just have the trust and belief that I make the wow now. I will be diligently learning the Dharma now, and hopefully one day, don't know in which lifetime I can do it. Because in 2016, when I went back, when I see Master, my heart has already vowed that I want to follow Master lifetime after lifetime. So just believe in it. After I make the vow, of course, initially I just copy and paste. Last time when we're doing the Skype format, and I just do some spelling correction on it. So I literally participated in the translation team in this small manner. But when it comes to hearing, I really felt that there is Dharma protectors who hear us. We say that in Buddhism, we believe 3 inches above us, there is Dharma protectors who will record whatever you do. So that's why all the good and bad karma that we do, the causes, got to be very careful. I tell myself, because it will be recorded. Yeah. So, and in because of the current pandemic, right? So we have the internet and the cloud, and that's where the Zoom all blossom. And because of COVID-19, actually, it brings the affinity where the Cantonese Dharma platform has blossomed due to an affinity with Sister Helda, who is the founder of our Cantonese Dharma platform. She started in somewhere May 2020. When I know she start Cantonese Dharma platform, I tell myself I need to be at the Cantonese Dharma platform to support her. That's what my original intention on it, just to support her. But as I was supporting down the line, I suddenly take on the role of 3-in-1, because I see that I like to take photos. So sometimes when the sharer share, I take snapshot of photo, screenshot, and later, because I believe in Master saying we capture the footprint, so that's why I decided to take the whole photo of whoever who have joined. And because of that, Sister Helda say, oh, I will be the 3-in-1. So it's like automatic doing it. And later, because of Cantonese Dharma, we have those sharers who share in Cantonese and also sharer in Mandarin. And we believe that Dharma should not be bounded by language barrier. And we want to reach out to more people, that even English speaking people can actually benefit from here. So we decided to start transcribing, and of course our brother Dr. Ho is the one who started, and he moved on to the YouTube, typing there. So at Zoom, there was no one who typed, and because of that, I just jumped in to help type at the chat, you know. And of course, I have very limited capability. I can't capture all, but I was brave enough to say, doesn't matter, whatever I can capture, just capture it with a sincere heart. And there on, I become the part-time also the translator. And later on, because we have question and answer session, and sometimes the atmosphere is no one raise question, no one say anything, so it's so quiet, and I jump in to say something. And because of that, Sister Helda actually felt I could be the co-host. So when she told me that, I really frigid, just like now. Actually, I'm one person who do uh, not comfortable to share, and I get very scared, you know. So, but because we have so little task force, and there is no choice, so I say, okay, I just help whatever I can do. So, um, when looking back, I say, oh, isn't it what I'm doing now? My vow in 2017, hoping to transmit, share Dharma. Somehow I felt Dharma protectors are so kind to me that it actually helped to unfold slowly without me actually knowing. So I don't have to wait for next lifetime only. I start doing now. So that's what I hope to let everyone know. Dare to go and make wow, dare to make exploration, just do it. Yeah. So, and then the next page, yeah, the contemplation. I borrow this contemplation from Brother Chin. Of course, in my life, I want to say I thank Master a lot. I thank Brother Joe, because Brother Joe is the one who started English Dharma. That's where I learned. And here in Malaysia, Master sent Brother Chin to help us, guiding us daily. And here the contemplation I resonate very much is we must have the courage to face our life becoming, no matter what, you know, because that is what we have designed our own karmic blueprint. So live with it. And with the Dharma teaching the Buddha left for us, we just need to grasp and learn as much and see which one we can apply and just use it to save ourselves. And having saved ourselves, we must always remember the vow, whatever we do, we must benefit others. So even though I do not have the condition now to go out in the masses in the way that I can do charity work, I seize every opportunity doing internally. That means having Zoom session to spread Dharma is also a form of sowing blessing, and taking up tuifu duties and doing a lot of PMP Kai Hua. So never underestimate ourselves, just do whatever we can. Okay, Kanan, over to you, Brother Joe. Wow, finish the session.
Thank you, Sister Irene. Now, for Brother Joe review, Kanan.
Okay, thanks, Sister Minly, and thanks, Sister Irene. Always a pleasure to see the joy, on the face of Sister Irene, to smile. That's her trademark. That is what she always does. Always bringing that smile to us, even though many times she shared, and she would tear up and cried in front of us. And I don't think there's any shame in that. I think just like what Irene said, that be daring and do not be afraid. Thanks to you to share today's episode. I think Master talked about the cause and the condition. Master talked about how the script was already written in the past. I think in a broader sense, it's not even the script that was written. I think the rules was already set, as you mentioned. For example, I was thinking, how do we learn these rules? How do we learn that when there is a traffic light and it was red and you should stop? How do we learn? Okay, so there are a couple of things that we learn. One, somebody taught us, right? Or you read it from the book, because you need to know the rules before you can get a driver's license. Now, before you actually read from the book that it's actually red means stop, green means go, you actually saw other people driving and other people would tell you too. So you actually learned a lot earlier than before you were prepared to take your driver's test. Okay, now, even before that, you learn by looking at others, hearing from the news that some people ran a red light and caused some accident. So you know all these things and you accumulate this experience. That's how you learn. So I think the rules are there. It's not going to change. Red means stop, green means go. It's not going to change, but it depends on how you learn and it depends on how much you remember. If you don't remember this, then every day to you will be like new and you have to relearn them again. And that's what happens to ordinary folks, ordinary beings like you and me. We forget all the time and we have to relearn them again and again and again. The rules themselves don't change, but because we keep on forgetting them, it seems like it's new to us every time, but it's there all the time. That is why Master and also Buddha always told us that you knew this, you have it in you, because we were taught many, many, many times over and we keep on forgetting. And so I think the first thing is learning the rules, the causes and conditions. These are the rules that apply to us. And if you don't know the rules, it's very difficult to make it to be successful or to have a very wonderful or having a smooth life. Now, I think the next step is to learn how to learn. I think that's harder. To learn ABC is simpler because it's just remembering ABC. But to learn how to learn is about attitude. And I got that from Sister Irene when she talked about that's how she learned how to translate, by copy and pasting. That's learning how to learn. It's not learning translation. It's learning how to learn how to translate. And that's what she did by copy and pasting and taking that snippets of English over and over, and then knowing the keywords here and there, and then began to learn how to learn to translate. And I think along the way, Master is teaching us to learn how to learn. This is the attitude, right? Doing something good for the people. And then along the way, you learn something. So it's not teaching you directly the knowledge, but teaches you how to learn the knowledge. The attitude of seizing the moment, the attitude of not wasting time, the attitude of helping others. That attitude helps you learn the actual wisdom behind all of them. So I think that's the rules. We need to learn the rules. And then because we keep on forgetting them, the more important thing is, how do you learn to learn them? And because we keep on forgetting them. So if you plan that deep enough, you always have the tools to reconstruct, to relearn all this, and it gets faster and faster and faster because you have the same tools. The tools will be used over and over and over again to help you learn. So that's what I thought I got. These are my thoughts after I heard Sister Irene sharing. Very, very inspiring. And your journey has always been partially with sorrow and mostly with joy, especially Dharma joy. So thank you, Sister Irene, and keep up the wonderful, wonderful path on the cultivation as well as wisdom searching. Thank you.
Thank you, Brother Joe. Yeah, over to you, Sister Minnie.
Okay. Now the second sharer will be Brother Alex. Brother Alex has been studying Buddhism at a very young age. He has studied many sutras and is very prolific writer. He also has been he also is a regular participant in our morning Swing Fa Xiang in English group who share extensively his thought every morning.
First of all, thank you so much for everybody for me to be able to join this group of sharing. My humble self has been in this Dharma for a couple of years, but I'm really a baby here in Tzu Chi, thanks to my good friend, my brother Chin Yong Keong, and also especially Siu Pin, who always encouraged me to come and join. So when they asked me to share, I was very excited. I prepared a lot of slides. Hopefully I can share something valuable if I stand to be corrected on whatever I share. Okay, this morning I'm glad to be able to share with Sister Irene on the Master Cheng Yen's sermon, Wisdom at Dawn, episode 778. Okay, so law of karma, it is true and unfailing. So this is definitely the truth, as Brother Joe just mentioned. The truth is always something like a Dharma law. And this law is, as far as we're concerned, it's not illusory, it's very true, you know. So with this Dharma law, as the causes are and conditions, so are the effects and repercussions. This is what has been the starting statement from Master's address on this one, and then even after attaining Buddhahood is the same. That means the law doesn't change for anybody. You know, even if it's a Buddha, when it comes to with this human body in this world, the Buddha is also having to walk by the same law. So whether it's a human being or Buddha who come back, but he manifests to come back here. So thus, the Buddha have to suffer the retribution of COVID and horse fodder, and he put aside his honor status for a humble one. This to me is just to say that, to let us know that Buddha comes to this universe of us, our planet, to become a very, very humble person, just to walk along us and let us know that even he has to face the environment and even have to eat horse fodder. So this is a manifestation for us to know that he is walking along us. Now, Buddha mentioned in the parable that the filth and defilements are actually our thoughts in our karma and our views and thinking and our afflictions. So these are the things that in karma, when this is with us, this is our karmic afflictions. These are the 30 things that we must eliminate, without which I think if it will stay with us, it's like all the dust upon our mirror. So what the Buddha did is that the story talk about the elder took off his necklace, his fine soft garment and magnificent adornment, and changed into coarse dirty clothing and smeared himself with dust and dirt. So this just give me the idea that the Buddha is so compassionate that he is willing very much to even make himself smeared with dust and dirt. And in the teaching, he even smeared himself with what you call that, very dirty things. Human being will be not happy with, you know, like, I mean, this dirt and all those things. So he actually manifested like human beings. Like all human beings, we are always fear of samsara, fear of karma, fear of the life cycle and pain. So this is what he tried to let us know, that he is here as a manifestation. This is what I believe, because if he's already enlightened, he need not suffer, but he suffer along when he come in to hold the human body. So we mundane people are usually unenlightened beings who hold on and become attached to long life, prosperity, happiness, and all those egoistic self-cherishing. But most of the time, what I can get is that a lot of us are dreaming and always attached to the 5 desires of wealth, lust, fame, food, and sleep. This is clinging to impermanence. And there are also 8 winds. I put it in short form is gain and loss, fame and dispute, P and P is pleasure and pain, as well as praise and blame. So most of human beings are very discriminative and always used to compare with aversion or attachment. Because of that, sometimes we have a bad traits of ignorance and arrogance, and we are very deluded. So the difference between the enlightened one is that we have been listening to Master Ching Yen's talk so much that we have the true suchness in us, like the enlightened one. But he is the one who is enlightened with the Buddha nature, his pure mind, and he's the awakened one who's trying to awaken us. So he has no problem. He actually transcended all obstacles. And because of his many lifetimes, his merits is immeasurable. So he is always in a state of bliss and in the permanence and purity. He's the all-knowing one. So he's coming us to give us a guidance. So we enlightened beings are the one who are having the different lifestyle, different experience, different life. And that's why we have a different future lifetime. Because without the Buddha Dharma, I don't know where we end to because of the cycle of existence. And we can be turning in the 6 realms of existence anytime. So Buddha experience audios, because this lesson on 778 is talking about Buddha experience different audios to show the manifestation of karma, so that we can really realize karma is very serious by even having some wrong speech and all those things. You know, during the time when Buddha was at the time with his good friend Gatikara, and Buddha himself was born as Jotipala, they met Kasyapa Buddha. But because Gatikara invited Jotipala to meet Buddha for 3 times, he resisted because saying, what's there to see in this old monk, and this is a bell-headed monk. Just a few words, he went to the karma to take about 6 years of taking ascetic practice. But then after, when he met Kasyapa Buddha, he immediately see the magnificence of him. And then I believe that is a strong vibration of Mahakasyapa, not Mahakasyapa, Buddha Kasyapa, that immediately he said, I want to live the lay life. I want to engage in spiritual practice. And in the future, I must pass on the Buddha Dharma to the people of this world. In the future, I must attain Buddhahood. So this is one great vow that Jotipala made to become a Buddha. So this shows to him, to us, that power of vow for you to attain what you want. Then the other, his good friend Gatikara, also made the same vow to become a Dharma protector. So this is actually a very true belief and affinity with Buddha himself. So the 9 audios, I think all of us know. I just put it up here, but it just mentioned that he had to go through even a Buddha, living as a Buddha with his enlightenment, he walked along us, he still had to be facing slander, sexual, what you call, people are blaming him for sexual things or whatever. So these are different environment of what he faced, even the family having to face the massacre of the whole clan of his family, but he still had to face it very calmly. So these are certain things that Buddha manifests for us to see and understand. Facing karma is a real truth, because the enlightened Buddha is just telling us. So karma, to me, is important to know that karma is turning and always a manifestation, but it's just depend on how we turn and reflect on the karma that is affecting us. So Buddha actually used his past life experience to illustrate and manifest the appearance of all this karma. So ignorance is never an excuse for us not to know karma. So by knowing karma, luckily we know Dharma, then we become more cautious of what is the past that we have done. Will definitely, if there's any unheard one, will come to this from the past life. We will, in the present is where we have our thoughts and our actions, which will determine our cause and conditions, whether it's arisen or not, okay, or whether we can prevent or not, or whether we are having a very desirous or ignorant or arrogant or doubtful thing about law or karma. So these are the cause and conditions. So whether we do good and evil is ultimately in our thoughts, our intention, in our deeds. So if we have a benevolent or heart, then good karma is being done. If we have a ill will or ill intention, which is based on selfishness rather than selflessness, so be selfless rather than be selfish, help rather than hurt, love rather than hate, sincere rather than be conceited and only think of oneself. So Buddha is trying to ask us to use the karma law to purify ourselves so that we do not become defiled. We have to be moral rather than be more. So in whatever unexhausted remnants of our karma will always be coming in the future. The future is now, and the future is also our next lifetime. So karma is really very powerful. So knowledge of the truth of suffering and karma is the ones that make us the means to purify with a wisdom. Because if we don't use the wisdom, where do we get the wisdom from? The teaching said we have this innate wisdom, and by creating good karma, it leads to good retribution. So there are three important parts I would like to share about, because there's one more minute, I believe so. First of all, wish and ultimately mind. Three important things that affect us, because we have the body, speech, and mind. Through these three parts, one is the small mind, the other is the vast mind on the right-hand side, which is very impermanent. But we need to get the vast mind, knowing the Dharma, also understanding ultimately there's no self. That means we got to detach ourselves and let things go of our ego self to learn the vast mind so that we can help people and all those things. But through body and speech, these are the physical as well as the mental aspect, where the body is mentioned that it is very pure, impure. So we have to purify the action of the body. That is the three part. Then we have the speech. We have to purify the four part, which is on the lying part. And then we must change and transform ourselves with understanding of Dharma and the three karma done by our body, speech, and mind itself. So knowledge of our activity of body, speech, and mind creates karma. So only detachment from our attachment to whatever we like and doing our own way, this can help us to turn from the small mind to the vast mind. So thoughts and actions create karma, usually by our desires. Only by purification and understanding the law of karma, one will be able to. So I think the time is a bit out. So I will stop here, and would like to say thank you. If other time, then we can share more. So just remember that from the law of karma is what the law is, and it will never change even when you are enlightened or whatever it is. You come into this situation, either you face it, you accept it, then the pain of the karma will not be so much heavier. Okay, thank you so much. 感恩.
Brother Alex. Thank you so much for your understanding. Sorry about the timing, yeah.
No problem, no problem. Yeah, I'm glad to share, and 感恩 everybody.
Over to you, Brother Joe, for the review. 感恩.
Yeah. Okay. Thanks, Sister Minly. I was actually, very always enjoying Brother Alex's analysis, and it's always very thorough, and it's always very following the logical steps so that everybody can follow very clearly. Indeed, I think. Do we have one more sharer? I think we have one more, right?
No, the new one.
Okay. So I want to get back to what Brother Alex mentioned early on about this story about the Buddha was having. I think there was a particular quote about having to change the clothes, right? Following the story, and I was just thinking. that following what Sister Irene said about the rules and the laws of karma, let's think about this for a second. When you go to the care recipient's home and you help them to clean their houses, you know that you are going to get yourself dirty, right? You know that if you work in the field, you know that if you work somewhere, you're going to sweat, you're going to get dirty, right? Your clothes is going to be dirty, and you know that you're going to smell because of all the sweat, because of all the things that you had to clean. But why aren't you afraid? You are not afraid because you know somebody needs help, but most importantly, you know that you can go home and take a shower and it will all go away, right? If I tell you that you go to some place and you clean, and whatever that got on you will never leave you. For example, the dirt that got onto your hair will always be there. The sweat that you have rolling down on your cheek, on your face, it will not go away. The smell will stay with you forever. You might not be so keen on doing this because you're afraid that will be there forever. Now, the whole point that you're willing to do is if you go home, right, you shower and maybe you take 2 showers, right? In Malaysia, you take one in the day and you take one in the night because you sweat so much because it's a very hot, humid day, humid weather condition. And I can understand that. But imagine if you cannot shower and it will stay with you, then you are going to be a little bit reserved about what you're going to do. Then you're going to stay in the air conditioned room all the time. This is the key that the Buddha knew, that the Buddha coming to the world of samsara can change the clothes, pick up the tools to clean all the most unclean things, because the Buddha knew that all he had to do was take a shower afterwards. Then he would return, or rather, it's the clothes that would be dirty. It's the body, the outside that would be dirty. All you need to do is you bathe, is you shower, you wash your hands, and you're fine again. That's why it was so simple. But we're afraid because we thought that it will be there forever. Now, the thing that we're seeing right now, the slide that we're on, which is the last slide that Brother Alex showed us, the body, the mind, and speech, that's just the 3 steps of showering, or the 5 steps of washing your hands, right? Remember to wash your hair and remember to wash behind your ears. These are the places that your parents taught you when you were learning how to shower, right? When you're learning how to clean your own bodies, there are always these parts that people tend to forget, right? There are parts on the body that you can clean easily because you see them easily. And there are parts of the body that you don't tend to clean or you don't know to clean. And so you need someone to help you and say, hey, you missed a spot, or this is the place that usually creates, many, the sweat or the very unclean things. That's where you focus. That's where you clean, right? For those of you that have long hair, you knew that you have your own schedule of how to clean your hair. So this is exactly the same thing, right? For those of you that have long hair, you know how to clean. I don't know how to clean long hairs because I don't have long hair. So I wouldn't know how to do this. So you, as a mother or as someone who has long hair, would teach your daughter or son or your children who has long hair how to clean them. And this is exactly how, when you apply all the very profound knowledge and wisdom of Buddhism, when you apply them to your life, you realize you're doing the same thing. It's not really so deep or profound. Maybe the actual steps of doing this is profound, but the idea of it, the wisdom of it, it didn't get changed. It's still there. You knew that all you need to do, you can dirty your hands, right? You use your hand to clean the toilet. You use your hand to help the care recipients, to help them do all that, because you know all you need to do is wash your hands afterwards and they will be clean as they are right now. So that's why the Buddha knew that he could just change his clothes and change onto the more coarse and the more rough clothes that the son would wear, because the Buddha knew that it was only the clothes and you can change them anytime you want. And that is the Tathagata part, right? Where the Buddha travels the earth or travels the realms so freely, because he knew that that was only the clothes. Okay, so that's something that I want to provide the feedback. That was something that I thought about. It's very, very everyday, but sometimes we make it so profound that it escapes us, that it becomes something that was very, very deep or profound. But it's actually what you would teach your daughter or your son the same way. Okay, so